Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, we will refute the claim that unguided, unintelligent processes select amino acids. We can focus on empirical evidence that points to the complexity and specificity of biological systems, which cannot be adequately explained by random mutations or natural selection. Below are examples and quotes supporting ID, which challenge the speculative nature of evolutionary explanations. 1. Irreducible complexity in proteins. One of the key arguments for intelligent design is irreducible complexity, which refers to biological systems that are too complex to have evolved through gradual modifications. Proteins, made from amino acids, often exhibit this characteristic, where all parts must be present for the system to function. Quote, biochemist Michael Behe states, "An irreducibly complex system cannot be produced directly by slight successive modifications of a precursor system, because any precursor to an irreducibly complex system that is missing a part is by definition non-functional." Behe, Darwin's Black Box, 1996. This applies to complex protein structures, where all amino acids must be in precise positions for the protein to function. Example: the bacterial flagellum, a molecular machine, is often cited as an example of irreducible complexity. The flagellum requires multiple protein components to work in unison, and the absence of any one of them would render it non-functional. This is an empirical challenge to the idea that amino acids and proteins can be formed through unguided processes alone. 2. Specified complexity in DNA and protein sequences. Another line of empirical evidence comes from the concept of specified complexity, where highly complex patterns, such as DNA and protein sequences, exhibit both complexity and an independent pattern, specification, that conveys functional information. Quote, Stephen Meyer, in his book Signature in the Cell, argues, "Whenever we find specified information, whether embedded in a radio signal, inscribed in a book, or encoded in a section of computer software, and we trace it back to its source, invariably we come to a mind, not a material process." Meyer, Signature in the Cell, 2009. DNA, which codes for proteins through amino acids, contains such specified information, pointing to an intelligent source. Example: the digital code present in DNA, where sequences of nucleotides precisely determine the arrangement of amino acids in proteins, is far too specific and complex to arise from unguided processes. Empirical studies show that functional protein sequences are exceedingly rare in the vast space of possible amino acid combinations, which makes the likelihood of random mutations producing functional proteins astronomically low. 3. Limits of evolutionary explanations for protein. Folding proteins must fold into specific three-dimensional structures to function properly. The folding process itself is a highly complex and regulated event that cannot occur through random unguided processes. Quote, Douglas Axe, a molecular biologist, conducted research on protein folding and concluded, "Functional sequences of amino acids are extremely rare within the vast space of possible sequences. This rarity implies that the Darwinian mechanism of random mutation and natural selection cannot produce new functional proteins." Axe, The Journal of Molecular Biology, 2004. Example: Axe's experiments demonstrated that the probability of a random sequence of amino acids folding into a functional protein is exceedingly low, 1 in 10^77. This means that an unguided evolutionary process is highly unlikely to account for the origin of functional proteins, supporting the idea that an intelligent cause must be behind their selection. 4. The information problem. One of the strongest arguments for ID is the information problem. Where does the information in DNA that codes for proteins come from? Random mutations and natural selection cannot explain the origin of new information. Quote, Werner Gitt, an information scientist, asserts, "There is no known law of nature, no known process, and no known sequence of events which can cause information to originate by itself in matter." Gitt, In the Beginning Was Information, 1997. The highly specific information needed to assemble proteins and select amino acids must come from an intelligent source. Example: the precise arrangement of amino acids in proteins reflects a high degree of specified information which cannot arise from random processes alone. For instance, even slight changes in the sequence of amino acids can lead to catastrophic failures in protein function, e.g., sickle cell anemia. This precision points to design rather than chance. Conclusion: intelligent design provides empirical evidence. The empirical evidence for ID lies in the complexity, specificity, and information content found in biological systems, especially at the level of amino acids and proteins. These systems are highly ordered and functional, which challenges the idea that they could arise from unguided, unintelligent processes like natural selection or random mutation. Instead, the evidence suggests that an intelligent cause is necessary to explain the origin and proper selection of amino acids in proteins. Please like and subscribe for more videos. We will see you in the comments.